What's up, my friends? It's great to be here once again. Things have been getting crazy on the Tim Crater front, I must admit. But we're back for the grind number 73. Now, I was going to take you down a road trip that I like to call the Think and Grow Rich road trip. Didn't have a lot of viewers for my Think and Grow Rich stuff, so decided to chill on that one and get back to some different content that you might find effective. What's up, Mr. Gutierrez? What's up, Daniel Rhodes? How you guys doing, my friends? So I'm going to give people a couple minutes to hop on real quick. We'll start in just 2 minutes or so. I'm going to bring the screen on up here, so if people have any questions, I can do a Q&A afterwards, but we'll get started in just a couple minutes. We got 4 people on. Grandmaster Jason Silverman's on. I'm reading it now. Nice. Grandmaster Jason Silverman, if you guys don't know, if you have a martial arts school, you should absolutely have powerful words. The word of the month this month is leadership, and it's an amazing lesson. My young son Henry started in my Little Ninjas program yesterday, and of course I want him to be a leader, and Jason and his wife do an amazing job with their Powerful Words program, helping me instill the values and integrity that I want not only my students but my own children to have. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes when I read the Powerful Words information for the month, it humiliates me and embarrasses me, because I know that I'm not always living up to those standards that they speak about, but it definitely keeps present in my mind what the expectations are and what I need to be doing. So trust me, I learn as much from Powerful Words as the kids do. So in any case, we want to talk a little bit today about how to use social media effectively as a tool. And so, you know, sometimes when I talk about this stuff with the business owners that I work with, or the athletes that I work with, or the small business, small martial arts schools, big martial arts schools, I Love Kickboxing franchises, I work with a lot of people, and this stuff, how to use social media effectively as a tool, will resonate with you regardless of what you're doing. If you're an athlete and you're trying to build your credentials, trying to build your credibility, if you have a martial arts school, you're trying to build your martial arts school. If you're just a person who has some interest and you want to build some credibility and help people out there, what I'm going to talk about today and tomorrow is going to help you dramatically, right? And it's just some tips and tools. For those that don't know, my name is Tim Crater. I'm a small business owner and developer in South Louisiana. I'm a former UFC fighter. I was on The Ultimate Fighter. I still train professional athletes today. Dustin Poirier has been in town for the last couple weeks training, because obviously Hurricane Irma was coming through Florida. He's got a fight with Anthony Pettis, and he's been beating the crap out of me every day. So I'm still a victim of the game, still in the MMA game, but I am transitioning into a business owner, business coach, and business developer. I own a CrossFit, I Love Kickboxing, a martial arts school, and a martial arts affiliate program. Okay? So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to open it up for Q&A at the end. You can ask anything while we go, and anyone here is welcome to send me messages. I'm going to be converting my Facebook page to my Facebook personal page to a Facebook page in the next week or so, because I'm at my maximum for friends. I'm at 5,000, and I need to convert it to a page so I can take more friends and help more people. In any case, let's get started today. Thanks for joining us. How do I use social media effectively as a tool? There's 8 parts to this talk today. Let's start with number 1. The first and the most important thing that you need to do. And if you want to go look at my social media stuff, you can. I'm on Instagram, a little bit on Snapchat. It's not really my demographic, but a little bit on Snapchat, and a lot on Facebook. But the number one thing is you need to build a credible reputation. And that's whether you're a pro athlete, whether you're a person in today's market trying to get a job, whether you're building a business. If you don't think people stalk your social media to get information about you, you're living in 1983, okay? If someone comes apply at one of my businesses, one of the first things we do is go get to know them a little bit. We search through their social media stuff and we see what kind of person this is. What kind of stuff are you talking about? What kind of person for real are we bringing into our environment? And so let's talk about some of the tips. So just remember that. But let's talk about building a credible representation. If you really want to be great as an athlete, as a business owner, as a person of expertise, it's important to be seen as an authority in your industry, right? That's an important thing that needs to happen for people to buy from you, whether it's martial arts or whether you're an athlete looking for sponsorships or whether you intend to open a school down the road or whether you're just trying to teach people about parenting stuff, whatever the case may be. People need to see you as an authority. And for that authority to happen, social media can help establish a name and a reputation for young professionals and small business people through contribution. Contributing to the conversation. Getting out there and giving. Being a giver. Blogging. Making videos. Videos are the hottest thing and they're easy to do. But making videos that help other people for free. Not for money, for free. We're talking about building credibility and we're talking about building a reputation. Get out there and be a part of the solution for other school owners around the country and other athletes around the country. Show people what you're doing to be successful. Show people how you're creating success in your own life, in whatever area that may be. And, you know, one thing I see a lot of people struggle with is they have a hard time putting themselves out there, right? Because they feel like it's going to make them look kind of clowny or unprofessional to go out there and be like, hey, listen to me. I know everything. Listen to me. And they feel like, well, they know of other people out there who know more than they do. So there's this fear of being seen as an expert because you might make a mistake or you might say something wrong or you might do something wrong. And you know, that's a false fear. It's a hollow fear, right? Every expert, no matter what level they're at, make mistakes, struggle, but they've helped more people than they've hurt, hopefully, right? That's the goal, to help as many people as you can. Or you sometimes maybe going to make a mistake about something, possibly. You know, if you're a jiu-jitsu athlete and you kind of miss a couple details on a technique in a video, and who cares? Where would that video have been without you, right? Not everybody. See, a lot of times the reason we have this expert dilemma is that we only see the people way out in front of us, right? The people who are doing amazing stuff, and they're our experts. And so we view ourselves as a lowly underling, as somebody who bows down and succumbs to these experts. But the truth is, there's a lot of people behind you, right? To help people. You don't have to have finished the book. You just have to be a couple chapters ahead of the guy behind you so that you can help him with the chapters he's coming up on. And so when it comes to that expert fear, the dilemma of being the expert, you got to let that go. You got to be able to step outside your comfort zone and contribute to the conversation, help people. That's what I want to do with my life. I want to help women, children, adults. I want to use martial arts as a tool to help as many people as I can. And, you know, I got to get out of my comfort zone and share, because at the end of the day, sharing is what's most important when it comes to being an expert. What are you willing to share? How are you willing to share? And are the things you're sharing having greater impact on people's lives? You need to share relevant content. I see a lot of people on Facebook and on Instagram using their Instagram and using their Facebook for the wrong reasons. They're out there putting up crazy information and putting up stuff about doing things that are detracting from people looking at them as an expert, right? Putting up memes that are really mean and distasteful and disrespectful. going off on tangents about politics or religion, saying a lot of negative things about specific people in the, of whatever caliber. These are things that take away from your reputation as an expert. A great person isn't a person who goes around tearing everybody down. It's a person who goes around trying to support and build everybody up. And so understand that in your conversation, the conversations that you're having, that people are seeing from you, matter and have a lot to do with how they're going to respect you and how they're going to be willing to listen to you or not. I try to post things that edify the people around me. I am a person of faith. I am religious, and I believe. When I say religious, I mean I'm a believer. But I believe in conducting myself in a way that my grandparents would be proud of, that my children, as they get older in their life, will be proud of the father that I was. I believe in that very strongly, and I believe that integrity holds me to certain standards. And in the world of today, where almost everything you say or do online is recorded and will come back on you, we should be careful and try to live a life and try to show a side of us that is the positive side. Or they're not negative sides to us. Yes, there are, and it's okay to show flaws. It's okay to show weaknesses. It's okay to show struggles. That's also a part of people respecting you. What it's not okay to do is get involved in conversations that are destructive, demeaning, and gonna tear apart your reputation. Talking about drugs or violence or hate groups, and just let all that go. That ain't got no business. That ain't gonna help you. That's just gonna hurt you. So remember that. Another thing is engage in other people's conversations. I see a lot of people, they want followers, they want people to follow them, they want people to answer their questions and engage, but they never engage in anything. They're never a part of anybody else's stuff, right? They have that narcissistic mindset where it's always all about them and it's not about anybody else. You've got competitors out there, so what? Go engage in their posts, go talk to them, go call them, go send them messages, go be a part of the community. Engage in the conversation. And that's going to trigger other people who may be experts to engage in your conversations. Be a part of the conversations with experts and with non-experts. Offer your advice, offer your expertise, offer your opinion, and also be willing to answer and listen to others at the same time. And the last thing when it comes to building a credible reputation is leverage marketing collateral. Leverage marketing collateral. As a small business owner, I can't afford the type of marketing campaigns that I see out there with Supreme or with Show Your Roll or with Combat Corner or with Nike or with, but I can pay attention to them. I can be a student of the game, and I can say, what is Nike doing? What is Under Armour doing? What is the UFC doing? What are they creating? How are they using social media tools, and marketing collateral to communicate to their demographic? And then maybe I can't do it at the level that they're doing it at, but what I can do is I can spin that around for my own business in a way that's affordable and makes sense for my demographic. And it really makes me look good, but I got to be on the cutting edge. I got to be watching those feeds. I got to be on Mashable. I got to be paying attention to the climate of marketing, the conversation of marketing. I got to be paying attention to some other experts in my industry. What are they doing? How are they doing it? And keeping tabs, right? Always paying attention. If you want to be successful in life, success comes to the success conscious. I need to be conscious of what it takes to be successful. I need to be in the game. If I'm on the sideline, at home, smoking on a J, playing PlayStation, buddy, life's passing you by. And I'm happy about it. I'm happy you're there. You know why? Because it makes competition better for me. It makes it easier for me. I'm grinding. I was here at my I Love Kickboxing facility at 5:06 this morning with the beautiful Rachel, and we're grinding. When this is over today, I'm going to pick up my kids at school. I'm going to Gladiators Academy. I'm working some more. I'm taking my daughter to a soccer game, and I'm doing a bunch of marketing tonight with Billie Jean Marketing. I'm killing it all day, every day, and you should be too. Leverage marketing collateral. The second thing I want to talk about when it comes to using social media effectively is social media should be used to attract your ideal potential clients. What do I mean by ideal potential clients? Well, if I'm an athlete, those are sponsors. If I'm an athlete, those are organizations that may pay me to fight. If I'm an athlete, those are local business owners who may also sponsor me, right? If I'm a business owner, what is my ideal clientele? I'm going to tell you about my ideal clientele, my personal favorite clientele, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I'm doing personally to make some connections with that clientele and get them into my facilities, right? But to stand out, you need to combine strategy with creativity and use sites like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Google+, live streaming video. What kind of live streaming video, Tim? Periscope, Meerkat. I prefer Facebook Live. But all of these can be utilized to stand out and combine strategy and creativity and make yourself someone in the industry that people care about hearing your stories. That's how you attract potential clients. The number one way to attract potential clients is tell your story. Tell your story. If you don't think people care about stories, then how in the hell is the movie and TV business so trillion-dollar industry? Because that's all people want to do. They want to sit down and watch stories, hear stories, see stories. Netflix is a bunch of stories. Hulu, bunch of stories. Cable, bunch of stories. The number one thing that has changed the world in terms of entertainment has been reality TV. Why? It's just a bunch of stories, people's lives, stories. People are fascinated with stories. People love stories. Get great at telling stories. Get great at captivating people's attention through storytelling. And use your social media channels to tell those stories. I told the story yesterday. My young son Hendry has been in the very tiny ninjas class for years. Yesterday at 5 years old, he got upgraded to the little ninjas. He was so proud, I can't even tell you. I picked him up from school. I thought he was going to take off like a rocket. I thought I was in Cape Canaveral. He was so excited. He was about to explode. We got to the gym. We put his gi on. He said, "Dad, I'm so excited. I'm going to kill it today." And he did. There's a little slideshow I made. All I did was share my stories. There's 70 or 80 likes on there. Am I passively telling people in my community the fact that we have a gigantic kids program that's changing kids' lives every day? Yes, I am. But I'm really sharing my story about my young son, Henry, how much I love him, how proud I am of him. Passively, though, who am I communicating to? Lots of parents out there who have kids, who have young sons or daughters, who may be interested in martial arts, can see our place is clean. There's a lot of parents, there's a lot of kids. And I'm utilizing my story to passively sell and explain my business and how it works and how it's helped change my life and my son's life. Our motto at Gladiator is building people into better people. Well, showing that story is the right way to utilize your social media to attract potential clients, right? And in my social media exchanges, I always encourage participation. I want people to interact. I want to talk to you guys. I want to see what you're saying. I want to see what you're thinking. I want to see what you're doing. I want to know what your feedback is. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be talking to no one. I want to be giving my perfect clients the right types of things. You guys are a segment of my clientele. You guys are business owners and young athletes and people in the world who need some guidance or mentoring or business help, and I'm here to help you. You're my clients. That's why I'm willing to change up what I'm talking about to help you the most, because I'm trying to attract clients and give you what you need to make your life and your businesses better. Solve problems. Number 3, solve problems. How do I use social media effectively is a big problem for a lot of people. And I'm giving you a lot of tips to help you solve those, right? I've looked at all of you and I understand there are some issues with this sea of social media bullshit out there, and it's difficult to find the right things to do. So I found a problem and I'm trying to help you solve it. I'm giving you clearly defined strategies that I've used and all my businesses use to help build our reputation and build our business through free social media. You don't got to get bogged down in social media, but you do have to use it as a tool, right? What are the biggest problems your demographic has? What are their biggest problems? Sit down, take the time, spend the time, think and grow rich, delve into solutions, build strategies. Look, I built you a strategy. These are my notes for today. This took time. Ain't nobody on here paid me for shit. This took time and effort to help you solve your problems. Because I care. Because I want to be a part of being an expert in this community. And you can do the same thing. It took me time though. And it took my efforts. And it took my expertise. Now, I think it's very tough for somebody to be an expert in something they know nothing about. That person's a fraud. But I do know something about running businesses. I have a couple of them and I work really hard. And I don't know if I'm the do-all, end-all Tony Robbins of small business. But I know I'm a couple chapters ahead in the book than some of you. And some of my insights will help you. I guarantee it. Because it's helped a lot of other people. And I don't mind if sometimes some things I say might not hit the mark 100%. No problem. I'm doing my best. And that's good enough. So attracting potential clients was number 2. Let's go to number 3. The number 3 way to use social media effectively as a tool, use social media to connect with like-minded business professionals and like-minded potential clients. In the online world, the world of online marketing, the world of online sales, relationships are everything. Relationships are everything. That includes my peers. That includes Facebook groups, Pinterest groups. That includes blog tribes. Relationships are everything in the online world. Well, relationships are everything in the offline world too. What is your ability with emotional intelligence? How are you at building relationships? Online, offline. I used to be pretty terrible at it. You know, I'm an alpha male, kind of an asshole, really rough around the edges. Not too rough around the edges, sort of like a saw blade kind of around the edges. That's how rough. Like if you got too close, I was going to say something fucked up or be an asshole. And, I had to learn a lot of that. I learned from that and develop myself beyond that. Of course, I could have stayed right and stayed an asshole, but that's not what life's about. You know, life's about finding the things in ourselves that can be polished and improved upon. And so in the online community and in the offline community, relationships are everything. Who you're in those relationships with has a lot to do with how well your businesses are going to flourish. So learning to create relationships online and offline with the right clientele. So if I'm on Facebook posting stuff about taking bong hits, what kind of people is that going to attract to me? Not the kind of clientele that I want for my martial arts school, or I don't even do that kind of stuff. What if I go post social media stuff about Trump or Clinton or the politics or this or that, or I hate this organization or that organization? What good is that going to, is that going to attract the right kind of clients to me? Hell no. It's going to repel a lot of people. Yeah, you might get a couple crazies, but you're going to lose a lot of credibility. So I try to connect with like-minded professionals. And the kind of professionals that we want in our business is, young and old professionals, parents who are trying to give their kids the best life possible. Our favorite jiu-jitsu client is the male professional who's got a wife and kids and is, in his 20s or 30s, and young athletes. Those kind of people aren't really involved in narcotics and what state is weed legal now, and guns and crazy politics. that's just going to turn these people off, right? But how do I be a better parent? How do I be a better father? How do I use health and fitness to increase my productivity in my business life? These are things that are going to attract the right kind of clientele, the kind of clientele that I want to spend my time with. Because at the end of the day, do I only want to spend my time with these people for business purposes? Hell no. Right? These are good quality individuals. They're going to help me, as an example, be a better father, be a better husband. You know, they're going to be bankers and lawyers and have great jobs where we can work together, and they're going to improve my quality of life through a bunch of passive and aggressive means. And so my job and my goal with social media is to show my true self and my character and my integrity and how hard I work to my community. And the right like-minded people will adhere to that and want to be a part of my conversation. But it's also going to take people who are like, what does he think he knows about parenting, talking about parenting? This guy's an asshole. Well, that guy's probably not my potential clientele, not somebody who I really want attracted to me. I prefer it repel them. So if you're a business owner who knows everything and doesn't want to hear anything I say, I'm fine with you tuning me out, because you're probably not going to be in business long if you think you know everything, right? I know I wouldn't be. But of course, those are ways we can do that online, but there's also some ways we can do that kind of stuff offline. So there's some things I've done, like I'm playing the long game. You know, I'm trying to build the greatest martial arts legacy in the history of America with my kids program and with my adults program, and I know that's a lofty goal, but I got to get in front of more of my perfect potential clients. And so who are those clients, Tim? Well, they're moms who have kids. They're moms, and you know, they're also young professionals and dads, because I really like dads training with us. They're incredible. They stick around for the longest. They love jiu-jitsu. They're consistent, they're dedicated, it has a long-term impact. And I like young athletes. So I'm in the colleges a lot, but I opened some I Love Kickboxing facilities. I opened my first one in Louisiana, and I'm opening my second one in Lafayette as well. What am I stocking these I Love Kickboxings full of? Moms who have children, who trust me, because I've built a business that makes them feel great. They're losing weight. They're having a great time. They love their life. And they know I own a martial arts school that can do the same thing for their kids and their husbands. I also go to parenting classes and fatherhood classes. I started a new program on Tuesday mornings at 5:30 called That Man Is You. It's a parenting and fatherhood class. And I'm in the room with 85 guys who are all business professionals in my hometown. You know, they're lawyers, doctors, oil field workers, great guys. Listen, you got to care about being a husband, and you got to care about being a father to wake up at 4:30 in the morning and go sit in the church classroom for an hour and a half to learn about how you can be better at that stuff. But those are the kind of people who are my perfect clientele. So I'm in that room, and I'm shaking hands, and I'm hugging people, and I'm learning how to be a better dad and a better father. I want those people in my friend circle. I want those people in my business, and I want to be in those people's business. That's an offline way to connect with the right kind of clients. Where are they? How do I get in front of them? And how do I captivate their attention? Very important. And the last thing I want to talk about is diversifying your marketing efforts, right? Don't box yourself in just with social media. Social media is wonderful, and it's great to, you know, be out there in social media and marketing your products and be out there pushing the things that you think are great and all that stuff. But, you know, spread your wings a little bit and try new things. Get out into the community. And instead of using social media, there's this other thing you can use called Just Be Social. Just be social. Social. Like, go to farmers markets and talk to people and talk to parents. What kind of parents are at farmers markets? The good kind of parents who don't want to feed their kids pesticides and don't want to feed their kids a bunch of poison that's found in the aisles of grocery stores across our country. A bunch of parents who are worried about their children's education and their children's health and their health. Great parents. Set up a booth at a place like that. Set up a booth at a church or a place where you know there's a lot of people who are living a higher quality life, right? We have booth sets up at fitness festival where there's a bunch of people worried about health and fitness. These type of things, the act of being social without it having to be digitally social, or a thing left out in the marketing mix of a lot of business owners I see today, right? They're social behind a computer screen, but they're not social when it comes to, hey, how you doing? My name's Tim. Learn this process. And then learn to blend social media, online advertising, public relations stuff, and offline advertising to create the right marketing mix for your business. Tomorrow, we're going to cover points 5 through 8, so 4 more points on how to use social media effectively as a tool. I hope what we talked about today mattered. Please comment and write some stuff. Ask me some questions. I'm going to leave it open for a couple minutes. If anybody has any questions, we had about 16, 17 people on at one time. We got 7 on now. Anybody have any questions, I'll feel free to. I'd love to answer them. I'd love to help you in any way. Thanks for being on the call today. I appreciate it. And we'll hit it again hard tomorrow. Anybody got any questions? Let me know. Jules, absolutely. Very good point. Like-minded people, right? As dads and as husbands, there's a certain kind of man I want to find myself around. There's a certain kind of guy I want to go to lunch with. Has a lot to do with what kind of conversation he's having when it's just the guys. You know, there's certain guys make certain comments when it's just the guys that I just don't want to be a part of it. You know, I'm not looking for love in all the wrong places. I've found love and I'm over the moon for my wife, and I just don't want to be around a certain demographic of people. And to be honest, I don't want that demographic in my martial arts schools either. And so, you know, I put myself in a position to be around people who are going to accelerate me, uplift me, push me, help me grow, develop, because I need better. I think we all do. Thank you, Jim Rosenthal. I appreciate it. Jordan Gutierrez, no questions, no worries. Everybody have a great Thursday. Be safe. Let me know if you need anything. I love your face. I'll see you soon. Be safe. Yeah, exactly. Jules says, I love the fact that you can use social media as a free platform and a paid platform to advertise your businesses. Most people think of Facebook as social media. How do you feel, or how do you go about us using Instagram coexisting with Facebook? Well, to be honest, I don't know if you know this or not, but Instagram and Facebook are Facebook purchased Instagram. So Instagram and Facebook work together a lot. And there's a lot of things that you can do. You can set up a lot of things where when I post to Instagram, it immediately posts to my Facebook, or vice versa. You can get those done through IFTT, or a better version of that connection type thing is called Zapier. But we do market on Instagram. It doesn't work as well as Facebook, but it does work. Instagram's demographics a little younger than Facebook. Facebook's demographics mid-30s and up. Instagram's mid-30s to mid-20s, maybe a little younger. And then Snapchat is really like 20s and teens, and you know, Snapchat's, you can get a lot of interest there, but you can't really convert sales-wise too much yet, but it's getting there. I think it's important to use a mix. Like I said, you know, we post stuff to Snapchat and also to Instagram and to Facebook, and we do Facebook Lives and we do contests, and the majority of my demographics for my businesses are found on Facebook and Instagram. I do use a little bit of Snapchat, but I'm kind of just testing it. Also, a lot of YouTube videos are also good. YouTube's almost becoming the cable of the future. Yeah, Snapchat, I spoke to a lot of young individuals that are teenagers. It is definitely not a good platform for advertising. No content is available long enough. Jules, yes and no. You are right, but you're not right. There's people selling on Snapchat, and there's methodologies to create loops on Snapchat that continue marketing your product repeatedly in these loops. For what you're talking about as an individual or even like a small business owner without advanced marketing training, yeah, maybe Snapchat wouldn't be the best thing. But for sure, there are advertisers who are hammering it pretty decently on Snapchat, and you can do that for local businesses as well. You can get an overlay for your business, get you a lot of exposure, but Snapchat's really going to get you more exposure than it is going to get you sales. But there are people using Snapchat, and a good thing to do if you're interested in the topic is there's a website out there called Mashable. You can actually download the app Mashable to your phone, and really it's a lot about technology and social media and trends happening in social media and technology. And if you go to Mashable.com, you could put Snapchat marketing, and I bet there's plenty of stories and articles about people who are exploring the possibility of using Snapchat as a marketing tool. I know a lot of people are currently doing it, so. But like you said, it's a lot of younger people and teenagers who, they're not really buyers yet. They're more of like voyeurs really in the business world. And so a lot of big businesses aren't spending money on Snapchat because there's not a lot of buyers. There's a big difference between people looking at your stuff and people buying from your stuff, right? A lot of people are buying on Facebook. A lot of people are buying on Amazon. A lot of people are buying with PayPal. A lot of people are buying off of YouTube and on Instagram. People are buying on Instagram. So, the tools and the marketing and stuff like that's going to go where the money is. And unfortunately, Snapchat's just not producing the money yet, but I see it probably will in the next couple years. Any other questions, my friends? All right, well, we're going to close it down. I appreciate it. Be safe, and I'll see you soon. Peace, I'm out.